is Dr. Charmaine Miller, your running partner on this journey of continual learning and personal growth. I am the CEO and founder of Proactive Skill Developers, and at Proactive Skill Developers, we truly believe in helping teachers work harder on themselves than they do on their jobs. Eh? That sounds good to me. Well, here I have a special guest with me today. I told you that in the little write-up, and those who got a chance to read it will know that she is special and dear to me. You guess? She's actually someone from my own household. Who do you think that is? Come on, show them. Surprise!
Hey guys!
Yes, tell them your name.
My name is Amara Miller.
Yes, Amara, and how old are you?
I'm 9.
She's 9. Okay. And this is Amara's first time on Facebook, but of course, as you can see, she's quite comfortable, so it's not her first time in front of any camera. Okay? Her auntie Net made sure of that from the time she was born. Well, anyway, I don't know if any of you still have an issue with trying to get people in your household to write. I mean, just write for the fun of it, just write for the love of it. Well, if you do, I want to tell you about something that's not expensive, something that everybody in your house can use. Everybody. And the reason why I brought Amara on is because Amara is actually she's using this tool, and she was on the radio today talking about it on ZNS 104.5 and 1540 on A Time for Education. I'm so proud of her. She's so brave, I tell you, very, very brave. Well, Amara was sharing with everybody about her special tool that I got her to start using, because I was trying to find a way to get her to be involved in writing without feeling like it's a chore. Y'all have any issues with that? You know, where kids feel like, oh, writing again, and they're rolling their eyes and they're sucking their teeth and all kind of stuff. Well, I wanted to find something that she would love. And I realized a journal wouldn't work, because she'd be like, oh, gotta write my journal again. A diary wasn't working. We tried all of that. And so I said, you know what is there? So we got something. And Amara, tell them what's called. It is called
Amara's Writing Notebook.
Yay, it's a writer's notebook. And I asked her to come on so she can share hers with you all. She talked about it on the radio today, but of course you didn't get a chance to see it. So some persons get a chance to see it, and then I'm going to tell you a few things about it. In fact, let me tell you what a writer's notebook really is. I shared this on the radio today, but when you talk about a writer's notebook, it's nothing more than really a blank book or folder or some sort of, keeping device that you put your stuff in, that becomes your powerful tool for writing, and guess what? And for living, because you pretty much live out your experiences in the book. Yeah. Yes. All right. It will help you grow into becoming a lifelong writer. And that's what we want. We want our children not just to write just because their teacher gave them an assignment, but become writers where they're writing just, because it's a part of life, And I think that when we give them more writing experiences that are authentic, that are real, that are relevant, then they definitely would be writing as lifelong writers. Also, I want you to know that the writing notebook is a place where you get to experiment and collect, okay? and collect and hold on to your thinking. You experiment. Now, when you're in the classroom, you don't feel so enthused to experiment, because you feel as if you have to be precise. You got to do it this way because your teacher told you to write this way and
that way.
And
this way.
And
that way.
And
this way.
Okay. All right. So yeah, we gel. Okay. Trust me. Any kind of foolishness, she's ready to go. But that is what the writer's notebook is. So it's not a diary where you have to retell events from your life, or and neither is it a reading journal. Okay. See, Annie Net is on. See, Annie Net. Say hi, Annie Net.
Hi, Annie Net.
All right. So it's not even that. So it's a tool that you can use to live your life and experiment. And Amara loves to experiment. Okay, that's just a thing. All right. So that's really what a notebook is. So the second thing I want to share, and then I'm going to let her show you, because the proof is in the pudding. All right, I can talk about notebook all day, but I want you to see the kinds of things that this writer's notebook is getting her to generate. Now, second thing I want you to think about is what goes into a writer's notebook. Now, you know what? Mara is good at that. I'm not going to talk about it. Mara is going to share with you all the things you can put into your writer's notebook. So go ahead and show them, first of all, your beautiful cover. Very, very...
So here is my beautiful cover. I use my creativity for this. As you can see, I have some words on there, and they say quotes, sketches, lists, jokes, questions, observations, poems, and feelings. And that's all in my writer's notebook.
Oh, see, I love this. Because when she was putting this together, I asked her, what are some of the things you're going to put in here that's going to make you want to keep coming back to your writer's notebook, okay? And one thing she doesn't say that she have on here, she does. She does have her sketches, her drawings, okay? Yes, so she loves that. And she decorated, put a little rainbow, her little fancy colors, because she wanted to make it something that she would come back to. Okay, so these are some of the things that she puts in her writer's notebook.
Wait. I forgot jokes.
Right, okay.
My favorite one.
Your favorite one, right? Well, if that's your favorite one, I want to ask her, can you share what you shared on the radio today? She actually shared a joke that she keeps in her writer's notebook that she actually developed a picture for. So let her share her joke with you that she shared on the radio, but she wants to share another one. That she said, Mommy, do I have to share that one? I said, yes, because you talked about it on the radio. I want people to see what it was you were sharing. So that means I had to give her a chance to share the one she wants to as well. So go ahead and share the one you had on the radio, Mara.
So, the one I had on the radio, I really hope you remember this one. I'm pretty sure you remember the one when I said, why did the little boy bring a ladder to school?
Okay, and explain to them what's on this picture. Now, first of all, show them the picture.
So this is the picture. As you can see, there's a boy. He's in primary school. And he has a ladder. And as you can see, that's high school. And there's already 2 people in high school. Would you like me to read what they're saying?
I would. Go ahead.
So this little boy, he is looking up a ladder. He said, I want more work. But he said, this is hard work, wink, wink. And then he got the ladder and he said, super strength, yeah. And then, as you can see, the lights going up to high school. So these people are saying, what's going on? And he said, yeah, what and why? But also, his little girl said, I don't know. Do you know the answer?
Okay, so read the question one more time that you put at the top. This is a little joke, so let's see if they can get the punchline. Go ahead.
Why did the boy bring a ladder to school?
And the answer is at the bottom because
he wanted to go to high school.
Okay.
You get it?
So he physically was trying to get to high school by bringing in a ladder that was very, very
long and tall.
Very long and tall.
Especially high.
Okay. Now, mind you, a teacher might look at this and say, well, that's not an essay. That's not a story. But guess what? She's writing, and she's writing something she loves. Okay. Glendina says she got the joke. And hope it comes. Yes, it's come back.
There's a picture.
Okay, let me do it so the glare wouldn't get on the picture.
Okay.
What is this a picture of, Amara?
An alien.
An alien. Okay.
Can you see it? I'm pretty sure you know where it is. It's from Toy Story.
Okay. Oh, yeah. That's right. Okay, now go ahead and read it quickly for us. Why?
Why don't aliens eat clowns?
And then she turned on the back and she actually drew a picture of a clown. Okay? It's pretty decent, huh? Goo-goo-goo. And so what's the answer? Anyone wants to take a guess? Anyone wants to put in an answer in the bottom there?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I hope you got it.
Nobody gave it a try. Why don't aliens eat clowns? Go ahead and give them the answer.
The answer is because they taste funny.
All right. So some people be like, oh, yeah, I got the punchline.
Wait a minute. I forgot to say what the alien was saying. The alien said, hey man, I'm hungry. Can I eat you? Oh wait, never mind. You're a clown. Ew.
Trust me, she actually has that there. Oh, Glendina said because they're too fluffy. Especially the one on her picture, Glendina. I agree. That one was a little fluffy on the back there. All right. But she has all kinds of things. And believe it or not, she even has some little notes that she may have made to me, to her brother.
Some poems.
Some actually wonderful pieces. I have to let her come back on again so she can share some of the pieces she's actually written. So you can kind of see that she has more than just
Jokes.
than jokes, okay? But the drawings really, really encourage her to do some of the writing. And she's even made some lists. And hopefully those persons who got a chance to take a look at the Time for Education, she was on there. She explained a lot of the things. But before we close that, I want to let you know, if you have not gotten your child or your students into a regimen of writing for the fun of it, try the Writer's Notebook. It's a tool that I think, and especially when you decorate it, it helps them to think it's theirs. So I just want to give you a few things in closing, a few guidelines to help you as you get started with using a writer's notebook or helping your own children or your students deal with it. The first thing is I want you to work on selecting a notebook or folder that is large enough to hold your best thinking, okay? Nothing too small and tiny. Sometimes you have these really pocket things. Get something good enough, good size. Now, we use a folder. You can get a black and white book and just, glue the things in. But we like this because it's easy. Yeah,
Yeah,
you don't think
it's easier.
Yeah, you just can put them inside the sheet protectors.
All you have to do is maybe just draw anything you like, and then when you're finished with it, all you need is put it back in, and it just protects it. So if you spill anything on it, it doesn't really affect the paper.
There you have it, okay? Amara just took it away. So make sure you have it big enough and something that, hey, Bishop Bone. We have Bishop Bone all the way from Florida on our feed today. Hey, he says you're very smart, Amara.
Thank you, you too.
Awesome. All right. So select a notebook that's large enough, okay? At least 4 by 6 in terms of inches. Second thing I want you to remember is decorate your notebook and make it reflect your unique style. You know what? You know why? Because if you personalize it, it represents you. You're gonna hold it dear to you, and you would want to get back to it, right? Yeah. Yes. I mean, that's it. You're awesome, Amara. Yes, awesome. Okay, so decorate your notebook and make it reflect your style. The third thing I want you to remember is write in your notebook every day. Every day. As often as you can. Now, she has not gotten to that point where she's writing every day, okay? We're working on that.
Whenever I feel like it.
Yeah, but yeah, okay. I need to see you're awesome, Mara. So you gotta keep it up, okay? You gotta get even better with the writing. So writing it every day, and even when you're writing in it, go ahead and put the date. And that's one thing I had to get Amara doing, because she wasn't into doing the dates and the times. She's like, why, Mommy? This is not for school. I said, yes, but it's always good to see your growth. If you put the date, and then you could find it better, you can find it easily when you're looking for it. Oh, Mommy, where's that joke I wrote? Okay, I think I wrote that in June or July. And so she can flip back and look at the date. So when you're writing it every day, go ahead and put your date and put your name on it, just in case anything gets, or title. All right. The fourth thing I want you to remember is take care of your notebook. All right. You can do this by keeping it close to you or putting it in a special place.
But don't lose it.
No. All right. In fact, when I asked her to do this live, I just asked her this evening. We didn't practice or anything like that. So I said, "Where's your notebook?" "Oh, Mommy, right here on the table, right next to where she goes to school."
Yeah.
At the table. All right. The next thing I want you to do is get in the habit of rereading your notebook every so often. That's what she does. She goes back and she reads the jokes again. In fact, she was just reading a piece that she wrote about her birthday party. When you see it, sometimes you want to tweak it, make it better, or it might give you inspiration to go deeper with your writing. And the last thing I want you to remember is live like a writer by being on a constant lookout for ideas and inspiration all around you. Okay? Consider this your area to jot. And adults who are listening in, you need your writer's notebook too. You know why? Because not all the time you will have a chance to write everything out when it comes to your mind. But if you have a tool that you can just jot, I like to jot to journal. John Maxwell talks about that idea, jot to journal, because you're not going to always have the time to sit down and journal everything out. So have a little writer's notebook where you can jot down little things, little lists, little notes, stick them in there, and then come back so you can think deeper on those things. Yeah?
Deeper.
So you think we've given them enough for them to actually go ahead and use their writer's notebook?
Yeah, because all of them are very smart. I know y'all do it.
All right. So Amara believes in you. She believes you can get this tool. You can get it, and you can start moving in the
Right direction.
I love this lady. I love her. Yes, in the right direction. The WRITE direction. All right? Start moving in the right direction. Those persons who haven't yet grabbed that free tool that I've been offering to you to help you all to motivate your reluctant young writers, check in the description box. Go ahead and go to charmainemiller.com/motivate reluctant writers and grab it there. Get it now because we have already revised it. And we're getting ready to give you something else, releasing it very soon, like next week. So you get me in your inbox now. When we update it, it'll automatically come to you. Okay? So I hope you all get a chance to listen to Amara on the radio again. She was there today. And if you want to hear it again, stay tuned to our YouTube channel. We're going to probably put it up there.
And it'll make more sense if you watch the radio and then this.
Listen to the radio, you mean?
Yes.
You can watch the radio. Listen to the radio, all right? And then watch this. Then you'll see why she shared what she said, all right? Well, until next time, I want you to keep learning and growing, because what we learn becomes a part of who we are. And like Einstein said, once we stop learning, we start dying. So never stop learning, because life, as you know, never stops teaching. Until next time, to your success. Bye.
Bye.
See you later, guys. Thanks for joining us.